Hello, this is Kathy White, Realtor Advisor with Angle Invokers in beautiful Whistler, BC. Today I am here with Matheo Dürfeld and Lydia Hunter with Dürfeld Constructors here in our beautiful Whistler Village, just north of Vancouver, BC. This amazing passive house that we are located in was the Austria House during the 2010 Winter Olympics here in our community. And today I'd like to ask you, Matheo, and Lydia as well, what brought you here and what hobbies do you enjoy?
I came here in 1978. I actually came here for work. Most people come here to play. I do play, but I came here for work. I got we used to do a lot of log buildings and then graduated into log post and beam, so we were always in construction.
I came to play. I did get to work and then I left for a little while and was in touch with Matheo when he started the Passive House stuff back up again.
Most people know what Passive House is today, and most people think it's a European standard, which it is, but the roots for Passive House really can be traced back to a project that was done by the federal government in Saskatchewan called the Conservation House in 1971, and that was led by Harold Orr, and it was really a scientific thing. The Conservation House was really a response to the oil crisis. And so the response was, how can we build better houses? In Canada and North America, out of the Saskatchewan project, the conservation project, we developed R2000.
And so from that project in Saskatchewan, it went to Europe because they also had an oil crisis that they were dealing with, and they sort of took this idea of the passive house design to the next level.
The 2010 Olympics Vancouver Whistler were touted and advertised throughout the world as the first Green Olympics. And there was a group of Austrians there and sort of said, we will show the world what green really is. And so what the Austrians typically do is they build a nation house wherever they go to Winter Olympics, for example. The original idea was they would build 15 nation houses in various countries, would all have a passive house. That never came about, but we did get the one house. So the Austrians built their own house, and that's obviously this house. So we were hired as a general contractor, as a go-between the municipality and all the trades that came from Europe. But everything came from Europe. The walls came from Europe, all the technology was done, the engineering was done over there, and then it was checked over here. HVAC systems came from Europe. I mean, literally everything came in containers. We were probably less than convinced that this was the greatest way to do it, but we understood wood, we understood prefabrication, and that was really how this place came to be. And we then got to experience the Olympics through this house. So we would have this whole area up here was the dining hall, and we would have schnitzels and then watch the Austrians come in after they didn't win their gold medals, etc. So it was a really fun place. The Olympics are over and we're going, what do we do now? And I think, so we were so convinced that Passive House model made sense that we took it on in the company.
And I think this project was kind of the big first Passive House and just that Passive House movement coming back to Canada.
For us, this was a transformative moment, not just in Passive House, but that we can go back to not just log houses, but we'll build a timber house to the passive standard. So in that sense for us, this is sort of we've come full circle. You can come home to your log cabin, to your wood cabin, and there's a certain comfort in that. There's a certain sense of you feel good about being at home.
After learning about the passive house here at Lost Lake, Matheo's company decided to encourage people to build in the passive house design.
So we had to build that demonstration project because at the time nobody knew about the Passive House standard. So what is a passive house? The Passive House is a rigorous energy standard that defines the total amount of energy that you can use for heating and cooling and the total amount of energy that you can use for everything else. And this is achieved through kind of 5 principles that deal with the envelope and the design of the house. So you're going to have super insulation, you're going to have air tightness, you're going to have very efficient windows and doors, you will have a heat recovery ventilation unit to bring in the fresh air, and you will have a design that looks at orientating your house and reducing or simplifying your envelope and reducing thermal bridging. and I had the benefit of living in the house. And it was interesting because in the development of the panelized system and in trying to sell our product, I went over to Europe to see what they were doing over there. And it was never a conversation about the energy efficiency when trying to sell a passive house. It was about the comfort and the interior health. And I was like, yeah, how comfortable can it be? Obviously, it's about the energy efficiency. And in living in the house, I can tell you, it is about the comfort of living in the house. There are no drafts. It's a consistent temperature year round. You have fresh filtered air, even in the smokiest summer. You can sit next to your giant window and not feel cold. It's incredible.
At the recent Passive House conference in Richmond, there was an award that was provided to Matheo that I would like Lydia to share with us.
Matheo and Heather were actually awarded the Herald Orr Award, which recognizes individuals who have contributed greatly to the Passive House movement in Canada. So it was kind of a recognition of everything he's done to push that standard forward.
Well done.
Yeah,
Thank you.
It's a wonderful part of living in our community to be able to drive around and see examples of the wonderful passive house construction in our community. And I encourage you to reach out to Matheo and Lydia at Dürfeld Constructors on your questions regarding stepping forward into that model.